Recording. Awesome. So tonight we're going to be talking about effective inviting and what exactly that means. So any inviting is awesome. And the only way to grow your business is to invite people. But there's a couple little hints and tips that we can utilize to create invites that turn into people joining us. So number one, when you guys are reaching out and inviting people, remember that you're not bothering anyone. I know when I first got started, that was like a big concern of mine, right? Like people are going to be annoyed that I'm inviting them, or they're going to think that I think X, Y, or Z. And really, I had to take a step back and remember that had I not been invited to this opportunity, that I wouldn't feel as awesome as I feel, and that I wouldn't have the energy that I have, and I wouldn't be making the progress that I'm making both physically and financially. And so when I invite people now, I invite people knowing that I'm offering them an opportunity to change their lives. And that's truly what this is. This has truly changed my life and my family's life. And so I want to offer that opportunity to everyone. So we are not bothering people. We're adding value to people. And kind of when I invite people, I have to put myself in a mindset of like, people are going to be excited to hear from me, and it's becoming true, and it's not an arrogance. It's just a way that I can posture myself to feel confident to reach out to people, because I still do get nervous, believe it or not, when I invite people. And so I kind of have what a rock star mindset about it, and like I expect people to be excited when I message them. Whether they truly are or not, I don't know, but I always take that mindset, because if I take that mindset, then it's easier to invite them. Like, oh, they're going to be excited. Like, they're going to see that I'm inviting them to this opportunity. And there are people that I choose not to invite. People I choose not to invite to coaching, or people I choose not to invite to, a boot camp or whatever, because I get to choose who I work with. I get to choose my coworkers. I get to choose my team, and I get to choose the people that I help. And so, keep that rockstar mindset, and just remember that you really are adding value to people. So, number one, when you are inviting people, I'm not a big fan of cold invites, and I wouldn't recommend them. I have done cold invites before, and maybe like once or twice it's panned out. Like if I've been doing a push group where I'm in a group and we're supposed to do like a gazillion invites a day, then, I have done cold invites just to say that I got all of my invites out. But if you think about if you're in a coffee house and, like, would you just look at a complete stranger that you've never once spoken to at a coffee house and be like, hey, you want to join my boot camp group? That would be really weird. And it would be really rude. I have had people, literally, I had some gentlemen come up to me in the store and invite me to this opportunity for this business that he owned, and I had not talked to him at all. It was in the produce aisle, and I was so uncomfortable, because I was like, I don't even know who this guy is, and I don't even know what he's talking about, and it was just so strange to me. So make sure that you guys are building relationships with people first, and those relationship building can come in a couple of different ways. One, talking to people in Messenger, striking up conversations with them. Reach out to, like your friends on there that you haven't connected in a while. Like, hey, hey girl, how are you? How's life been? I haven't talked to you in forever. What's something new? And as you just talk to them and just have a conversation with them, the opportunity will just come up. Like, oh, I'm doing this coaching thing, and it's been great, and I've lost X amount of weight, and my energy is fantastic, and blah, 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 blah. Whatever your truth is, whatever your story is what you share. So, start building relationships, talking with people. And the other way the relationships are built is commenting on other people's posts. And I know sometimes, and I'm guilty of it, so, don't think I'm ever judging. So I'm always working on these things myself. But if you, aren't commenting on other people's posts, and you're only like reaching out to them like, hey, you want to, are you going to join our boot camp group? That gets really annoying, and it makes them feel like you don't truly care about them, which I know couldn't be further from the truth. We all want to be successful in this business, and, we all want to hit Success Club, and we all want to rank advance, and be held accountable and all that stuff. But really, we're doing this because we care about people, and you have to in some way, and this business really is about building and growing relationships. And I have truly met some of my greatest friends through doing this, including everyone here on this team. I enjoy talking to everybody. I enjoy talking to people that's in boot camp that maybe, you know, they're not ready to be a coach or whatever. People that are like on our sidelines that you guys still probably haven't met quite yet, and you will. Like awesome friendships that I talk to every single day. So it's about building relationships. So, you know, reach out and comment on people's posts and, you know, message them, just see how they're doing. I have people that I talk to pretty regularly that aren't ready to join a boot camp group, but I still talk to them. It's not like, oh, they don't want to join a boot camp, so I can't be a friend with them anymore, right? That's not what this is about. So let's make sure we're building relationships with people. So first I'm going to like just show you, I'm going to try to share my screen first of all. Let's see how this goes. I've never done this before, so we will see. I'm gonna try this out. Okay, perfect. Awesome, Nina. So my personal page is gonna look a little barren at the moment because I'm transitioning to my business page, but I think there's still a couple of examples. So okay, so here's my morning workout post, and you guys can see right here that I'm trying to grow my page right here. Can you, I guess I should double check to make sure. I guess Lana, I don't know how this works quite yet, if I can see if somebody sends me a chat, but it says that I'm sharing, so I'm gonna go roll with it. We're learning together. So I put a link to my business page, but what I would do is I'd come in here and I'd say, okay, who liked my post? And so maybe I would reach out to, you know, to one of these gals. I'd reach out to Connie and say something like, you know, hopefully I've already been building a relationship with her. So if I haven't been building a relationship with her, I might message her something like, hey Connie, thank you so much for your love on my fit post. I really appreciate the support. Are you in a health and fitness journey too? And it would just strike up conversation. And they might say, yes, they are. And that's awesome. Like, can you tell me about that? What's your favorite kind of fitness? What are you doing? And it just builds a relationship and strikes up a conversation. If they say no, I'm like, you know, sometimes they'll say no, but I really should be, blah, 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 blah. And so I might just ask them questions about that. And I just ask people a lot of questions to get to know them, because sometimes I find in asking them those questions that the boot camp group really wouldn't be a good opportunity for them. And I know it sounds crazy to say that, but if somebody tells me that they have like bulging disc in their back and they physically can't do anything, boot camp group probably wouldn't be the best option for them. But if they're struggling with nutrition, then Shakeology would be a good invite for them. So basically what I'm saying is we're striking up conversation. If I've already been having a conversation with Connie, I might send her a message that says, hey Connie, thank you so much for the love of my fit post. These groups have changed my life so much, and I'm kind of obsessed with them. If you couldn't tell, you know, LOL, make it fun. I don't know if you'd be interesting, and if it's not for you, that's totally cool. But I wanted to invite you to join us for our next accountability boot camp. It just like it takes the pressure off them, because it gives them an out by saying if you're not interested, that's cool. But it invites them in, and because I've already been building a relationship with her behind the scenes in Messenger and commenting on her posts, it doesn't seem so weird and icky to just invite her. So that's something. And another way you can build relationships, which all of this comes back to effective inviting, is to have those relationships building, so it doesn't feel weird when you invite them. So like this one, I did a post of Sophia. She told us tonight that she wants to be a stay-at-home mommy when she grows up, and my heart was melting all over the floor. And so I might, some of these people are new, they just got added to my page, and so I might go through and message, I don't know, geez, I know half these people on here. You guys are awesome supporters. I love you guys. Like Jody, okay, for example, I might message Jody and say, oh my gosh, Jody, thank you so much for the love on the post with Sophia. How adorable is she? Do you have kiddos too? What do they want to be when they grow up? And it's just, again, striking up those conversations and building relationships. So that is how I would handle that. And I do look at my post every single day. Like, that's part of my power hour, and that's where not a lot of my inviting comes from, at least not on my personal page anymore, as far as here, because as you can see, there's not a lot of traction because I'm posting so much on my business page, and Facebook's like, we don't want to see this link. Facebook doesn't like my link because they think I'm trying to sell people something, but I still share it, and enough people see it, and whatever, and that's totally fine. So that is a great example, and I can show you the exact same thing of, you know, like again, see, this was more, but I didn't put the link in. I digressed on that. So that's just how we start striking up conversations. Now, I'm going to see if I can move this. I want to see a different tab. Okay, so this is Teamzy. This is a tracking system that I use. It's an online tool. If you guys are interested in it and want to know more about it, I highly recommend it. You can use it free for 30 days. It teaches you how to import all of your contacts from Facebook and all of your contacts from like your back office. And this is what I use to track everything. It's really cool. But I'm going to show you a couple different examples of things that I use for invites, and it just really depends on the conversation. And I keep these scripts. So these are scripts that I can literally copy and paste. And I have it set that way not because I want a cookie cutter conversation for everyone, because like a lot of times I'll tweak this a little bit, but it just makes me more effective in inviting because it saves me a lot of time. And as much as I love doing this coaching business, I do it because I want to be at home with my family. And if I'm spending 8 hours a day doing this, then I might as well just be working my full-time job again, which is really why that's not the only reason why I love this, but it's a big portion of why I love this business. So this is a conversation that I'm like an invite that I might use when I'm talking to a busy mom. You know, like, you know, maybe like we're chit-chatting and blah, 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 and it gets brought up about working out, and she might tell me like how she doesn't have time to work out because she's a mom and she has kids, X, Y, or Z. So I might send her this. Oh my gosh, girl, I totally hear you. This mom of 3 is on the go all the time. Thank God I have my online accountability groups to keep me on track. I'd be so far under the wagon if I didn't. You should totally join us. And I use that one a lot because it just works in conversation really, really well. And it's very like off the cuff. It's not like salesy or pushy or anything like that. It's just like the genuine, like, you should join us because this works. And then they will ask what it is. And then we have a scripting conversation, which you can find the link to my Google Drive in the back office. And I actually shared the new conversation script that I'm using to talk to people about the boot camp, like what it is, getting them set up with all access and all of that stuff. It's that it actually says it's an Instagram script, and I just tweaked it and I just use it on Facebook, and it's actually been working really great since I started with it. So like I started using it yesterday, 2 days ago, and I already had somebody sign up, and I have several more people I'm in the middle of conversations with right now, so it's awesome. Try it. So that's one. Another one I would use, again, is if, right here. I'm not organized at all, you guys. This is a hot mess, and I need to take some of this stuff in here, and I need to transfer to some Google Docs to put in our Google Drive for you guys to use. And that's actually on my list of things to do over the next week. I'll try to do it soon. I need to hire an assistant.
I'm your assistant.
My daughter. So this is one I might send to somebody, or actually I've been sending it to someone when they've liked or commented on one of my fitness posts. Hey girl, how are you? Thank you so much for the love on my fit post. I really appreciate the support. I've had amazing results both inside and out with these programs, which is why I can't shut up about them, LOL. Anyways, I don't know if you'd be interested or not, and it's totally cool if it's not for you, but I wanted to extend an invite for you to join our next accountability bootcamp group. I send it, and 95% of the time somebody comes back and they're like, what's an accountability bootcamp group? And that's when I, basically just say, oh my gosh, I'm so excited that you're interested in my bootcamp group. And then I ask them about their goals. Because once you ask people about their goals, then it solidifies it for them. And then they share their goals, and you tell them what their group's about, ask them if you think that it would benefit them. And most of the time people say yes. And they might say, I don't know if I can afford it. Does it cost money? And I basically just say to them, the cost really does depend on the option that you pick. And that's no joke. It really does. You can go with a $200 challenge pack or a $160 challenge pack. Our most popular one is the $160. Obviously, it's a great value, but it really does depend on where they're at in their journey. And then we talk about it. And sometimes they're ready right away, and sometimes they're not. And you just meet them where they are, and you just love them where they are. But this is how you get that conversation started. So I used that one. I've also, coaching posts. I know that for the majority of you right now, like especially if you're like a super new coach, the idea of inviting somebody to the coaching opportunity can seem really, really overwhelming. And you probably don't feel like you have a lot to share on like posts and stuff for coaching. And let me tell you, the biggest mistake that I made in this business is by not sharing the opportunity more. Not sharing how much I was loving it from the very beginning within my posts, because I didn't necessarily know how to share it, I suppose, or I didn't feel comfortable. But it really can be something as simple as like a what we call a breadcrumbing post, which I talked about the other day. But just to like reiterate, a breadcrumbing post, like later I'm going to take a picture of me leading this call, like you'll be able to like selfie, whatever. Oh my gosh, I just did a training for my team and it went over so well, blah, 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 blah. In reverse, you guys could literally share, I just got up a training with my team and I just love spending time with them so much, and I love that I can connect with people connect with people that don't even live the same state as me. And it really just has to be that simple. It doesn't have to be a big, huge, long thing, which is something that I do, and I'm working on it. So anywho, so I have a couple different ones for coaching, and some of these I might have used on you guys. I'm not gonna lie. Hey, this is one that I would send to our current, to one of my current challengers that maybe are just, it doesn't matter if they're a discount coach or a challenger, I would still send this to them. Hey, I wanted to check in and see how you were doing with your workouts. Can I support you in any way? I also wanted to let you know that I'm looking for coaches on our team that want to learn more about the business side. Do you have any interest in sharing your fitness progress, inviting friends to join you and growing your business? If not, no worries. I just know goals can change over time. Super simple, super honest. I need a drink, guys. It doesn't have to be complicated. This one I don't ever use. I don't even know what that is. This is one that maybe I've been in conversation with people and they are already on their own health and fitness journey, and maybe they've made awesome progress on their own, et cetera, et cetera. And I would just say, oh my gosh, you should seriously consider becoming a coach. I know that you're already inspiring so many people, and I've used it on people. I think honestly what I sent to Mags was, girl, when are you just going to join my team already? You are inspiring the heck out of me. It was so simple, and I really didn't expect her to say yes, and she's rocking it out. So don't ever feel like you can't invite people because they might say no. Always, always, always invite and leave the no up to them, because you never know. I've had people out of the blue come to me wanting to join for a boot camp group that in a million years I never thought would. So let them decide. So that's for coaching. I have a lot. I have another one for coaching. Where is it at? Okay, so this is one that was recently shared with me, and I really love it. I've been using it a lot. And so this is one that you would send either A, to one of your Rockstar challengers, or B, to someone that you've been following that's on their own health and fitness journey, that of course you would already want to be having conversations with them behind the scenes just about their life in general, just growing that relationship. Hey, whoever, I know this is really random, but I'm not sure if you've been seeing my post about my health and fitness journey. I'm super excited about some things that are happening with my new coaching business. I don't put new, I don't know why I saw that in there because it's not new. I'm going to save it. With my coaching business, and I know we share a similar passion for health and fitness. I love to have you on my team and do this with me. Is this something you would consider? Would you have time to chat about it, or can I send you more info about what we do? Super easy, and how flattering, right? Like that whole rock star mindset, like, oh my gosh, they would want me on their team. How cool is that? So that's another great one I've been using. And I don't think I use this one anymore. Yeah, this was like a weird cold invite one I put together for myself, but I like the other one that somebody else gave me better. Then I have this one that's basically like if somebody liked or commented on one of my coaching posts. Hey Heather, how are you? Thank you so much for the love on my coaching post. It seriously changed my life and I just want everyone to know about it. So I really appreciate the support. Have you ever considered doing what I do? Again, super easy. It doesn't have to be crazy complicated. So you always thank them, you guys. Number one, you always thank them. You let them know how it has changed your life in some way. And really, when it comes to inviting, the thing you really want to remember is that you're planting a seed. Very rarely do I ever invite anyone and they're just like, yup, I'm ready, sign me up. Most of the time, we get through the whole conversation. We do lots of follow-ups. We get through the whole conversation. Sometimes it takes us weeks to get through the whole conversation because I have to follow up with them throughout the middle of it because they get sidetracked and it's just not a priority for them. And that's why we follow up. And then, a lot of times it's like, well, financially I can, or now's not a good time, whatever. And then we just keep following up. So I'm not saying invite people expecting them to say no, but I'm saying invite people with the expectation that they're not ready yet, and that a no just means not right now. So just think of it as you are planting this seed, and don't get discouraged. Just keep on inviting because, I had to be invited a couple of times before I decided to join myself. So it's really important, and you're not bothering people. And if people don't want you messaging them anymore, trust me, they're going to tell you. They're going to tell you no. So there is all of that good stuff. And I think that's kind of it as far as what I had. So I'm going to stop sharing and see if there are any questions. Lana, you have any questions? Give me like a yes or a no. I can unmute you too. Let me unmute you because you're the only one on. Do you have any questions?
No, no questions. I'm good. I understand.
Okay, awesome. Awesome. I need to get these put in the Google Drive. Some of them are, but the newer ones are not. Like some of them I just grabbed from some other calls that we had. In that Sweat Society team page I keep talking about. A lot of that stuff has been shared in there, which is why it's so important to get through that first little bit of that training, because then you get all those resources automatically.
Okay, and the other Google Drives have been good too, so I'm getting used to using those.
Awesome. Yeah, Rachel's is definitely set up a little bit different than mine, but she has a ton of stuff, but she's been coaching for a long time. And this year she actually, I'm so proud. So Rachel is like, let me back up. Up until very recently, like just before you joined the team, all of us used to be under like another, Rachel's 2 up from me. So Kara is my coach, and then Rachel's above Kara. And Rachel and a bunch of other leaders, like way like up here, like above us in the upline, they got together and they created the Sweat Society team page. And then everybody else's team page, like Rachel's team page, rather than it being like Rachel and all of her downlines, it's only her personally sponsored coaches. And it was suggested to the rest of us to set up our own team page for our own personally sponsored coaches. So growing this team page is a little bit of a learning for me, but I've really been enjoying it because I can set the tone for like our team camaraderie, and that sort of thing. But they set up this. Go ahead.
No, I like it. I think it's a good idea.